Today is a day of celebration. So everybody get up on your feet, clap your hands. We about to have a good time. Woo, a Holy Ghost good time. Do it. Oh, it already feels good. Yes, it does, Logan. Yeah. Everybody clap your hands. Hey, what's going on, Logan?
Hey, good evening, family. This is Keaton Bible from God Sent Music. I'm the creator and founder. But before we get started, if you haven't yet, go to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, like, follow, subscribe, leave a comment, hit the like button, tell me what you think. We got a special guest with us today, all the way from deep down south, farther south than me. He go by the name of Christopher Bell. What's up, bro?
Hey, brother, how you doing, Brother Bible?
Hey, I'm doing good. I first seen this gentleman a few years ago playing the guitar at his church on Facebook, and I've been a follower of his ever since. He got a new project coming out. He got some things in the work, and we just gonna talk about him, his life, his walk with God, and we just gonna go for there. Tell everybody where you from, sir.
Hey, sir. So I am from Birmingham, Alabama. Down south. Yes, sir.
The deep south, deep south.
The deep south. Yes, sir. Sweet home, Alabama, as they say. Yes,
They
sir.
think they barbecue is better than ours in Texas, but that's a debate for another day.
It is now. I have tried some barbecue in Texas, and like I said, you guys do have an acquired taste that is undeniably good. I will say it is great.
Anybody that can make white barbecue sauce taste good, what is it there to say?
I agree. That signature sauce. Yes, sir. I agree. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, man,
I love
they know you. We know you as a guitarist. So how long you been playing?
All right. So I've been playing guitar now for 32 years. 32 years. Yes, sir. And now I'm only 37 years old, but I've always known that I've had a love and a liking for the guitar instrument in particular. So I've always known that one day I was going to grab that instrument and play those strings to my best ability. Yes, sir.
So what did you start playing at? Did you start playing at church, or were you at home, or how did you begin playing?
Yes, sir. So long story short, I'll give the short version. My parents' pastor at the time, it was a Tuesday night. I would never forget. I was 3 years old, and she noticed something about me that she felt led to sort of encourage me to sort of, just look down that path, and possibly God saw something that through her that there may be something there for me to be a blessing to the world. And so she bought my first guitar. It was a little, Walmart special guitar, and she brought it over, and I was peeking. I recall peeking, and she had her assistant to walk up on this rainy day, and she gave my parents that red guitar and said, "I want Christopher to have this guitar." And now, like I said, I know I was 3 years old at the time, but I really do remember the assistant saying, "Hey, this is for Chris." And granted, so from there, at the age of 5, my dad, who was a concrete finisher at the time, he and my mom decided to bring my second, what I'll call my third big boy guitar home. And it was in a brown box. And I was looking and I'm thinking, that looks like a guitar box, right? And so my dad he didn't tell me that it was my guitar. He just said, "Well, this is for the kids," because I have 3 siblings. And yes, sir. And but everyone knew that Chris is the one that seems to like music and like the guitar. And so my dad told me that if I kept my grades up, that I could open the blue brown box and play the guitar. And from there, I tell you, I've kept my grades up during school, and my dad and mom allowed me to open that box and pull out that red guitar, which I still have. If I was at home, I was planning to be in my music room, and I was going to share that guitar because I will not get rid of it. And sometimes I'll still play it. That was the start on my musical journey. And so I'm forever grateful to those that have seen this gifting anointing on my life to encourage it to live so that I may be a blessing. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I remember my first bass guitar I had, and it was a 4-string I bought from a pawn shop, and it wasn't expensive. It wasn't nothing fancy, but man, I played it till I couldn't play it no more. And it's something about that first guitar that's special.
Yes, sir. First love. Yes, sir.
First
yes,
love.
sir.
Yes, exactly.
First love. And my parents oftentimes they tell people now that even that first guitar before they purchased that, the pastor bought over, they oftentimes say that I played all of the strings off of that guitar and even after I played all of the strings off of the guitar, I was making noises with my mouth that sounded like a guitar, Yes, sir. And yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, I know they feel it. I know it well too well. I think my first instrument, I was 6. I had a drum set, and I always being bigger than regular kids. I couldn't play on a little drum set, so I played that drum set too. I just played it to pieces, and I was still busy. I know the feeling.
Yes, sir.
So, who are some of the people that inspired you growing up? Because I imagine you definitely a gospel music lover like me. So, who are some of the people that inspired you growing up?
You know what? One of my biggest inspirations of music, a guitarist that was actually featured on my last project, Rise Above and Worship, Jonathan Dubose. Jonathan Dubose, the prophesying guitarist. Man, I tell you, I recall, I think I was maybe like 8 or 9 at the time, and he was playing on a Richard Smallwood project in Atlanta. And that was my first time seeing him. And I said, man, who is that guy? Who is that guy that is making that guitar sound like that? And man, and even from there, at the time, the Carson Pearson, Azusa Street, I would see him play the guitar. Yeah. And he's always had a signature sound. Yes. And anytime any record or album I would listen to, I knew I'm like, that has to be that guy. And so he's been one of my inspirations and encouragement along this journey. Yes, sir. I will say he's probably has been my biggest inspiration to continue this journey. I would give it to Dr. Jonathan Dubose. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I remember growing up, I was real big into the Harkin family because gospel music is a big thing in our house. So, and a lot of people don't know he played on all them projects.
He did. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He did. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
he did.
So
yes, sir.
You can't go wrong listening to Dr. Dubose. He's definitely a legend in this industry.
He's a legend. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Definitely a legend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so a part of my bucket list was to definitely have him featured on one of my projects. And so my last project, again, Rise Above and Worship, he's featured on Fight My Battle. Fight My Battle. Yes, sir.
Yep. Yes, sir. Man, that's great. So when did you start realize this is what I can do, man. I'm not actually bad at this. I can actually put out some music or maybe play with a choir or group or something.
Yes, sir. When I first realized it, well, during testimonial service, my parents are also pastors. They allowed me going back to that little red guitar that they purchased. They allowed me to bring the guitar to church one Friday night, and during that time, they would have testimonial service, right?
Mm-hmm.
And during testimonial service, during when it was time for me to testify, I played the song "Because He Lives."
Yep.
I can face tomorrow because He lives. Now, I was shaking and nervous when I played it, but to have the saints of God at the time to smile and encourage me, they say, "Hey, man, you're all right. You can pick that thing a little bit." And so, yes, sir. And from just having that encouragement, I felt that I was going to be used and that God would use me to be a blessing to others. And yes, sir. And so that's when I really realized that, you know what, I believe I'm going to continue on this path and do one of the things that I believe that God has called me to do, which is be a blessing to the world by playing these streets. Yes,
Because I always say it's two sides of being the church musician. One side is seeking God and being faithful with the gift that
yes,
God
sir.
gave you. And the other side
Yes,
is putting in that work and practice and getting that share. And I can tell you does both because the gift just don't
yes, sir.
drop in your lap and you just magically play. You gotta
No,
put in
sir.
the work.
Yes, sir. You do. And so, like I said, and though that's one of the biggest parts that I think, musicians, I don't want to say they're missing it today, but they don't have the patience to take the time out, because of course, we can, it's kind of like cooking a meal, right? You have some meals that are microwavable meals that take 2 or 3 minutes, and they are meals to eat, but sometimes there's nothing like, being able to prepare a meal that takes a little bit more time. That may, you may have to sort of, cook it longer and let it marinate first and everything. But that finished result, once it's ready, once it's finished, and so, while I'm still learning now, I've always some days I would spend 6, 7, 8 hours a
Yep.
day just playing one song,
Yep.
just playing one song. One of the things about myself, when I would practice, of course, I've always, of course, guitar players, are viewed as the color piece of the band, not really a major component, but just add some color around what's going on. But I've never seen my role as being just a color player, but I've taken the time to sort of learn those main chords that, your organist or keyboard player would learn, so that I would be able to carry a song. If there's a keyboard player there or not, I would put in those times. Of course, I just have, 5 fingers on one hand. So of course I don't have, I can't play the 10 finger chords as a keyboardist or organist,
Mm-hmm.
but, God has given me a way to manipulate, a form of those chords to be able to carry those songs to my best ability and be a blessing. Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
you
sir. But
just
again,
said a mouthful right there. A
yes,
lot of
sir.
time as a church musician, it's best to learn the whole band. I ain't gotta say you
Yes,
gotta learn everybody part, but like
yes,
you
sir.
say, you want to be able, you want to be if somebody missing, you want to be able to step in,
Gary.
carry them
Yes,
on
sir.
your instrument, and that's great
Yes,
right
sir.
there.
Yes, sir, Brother Bible. Yes, sir. Exactly. Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Your first project, what's the process of your first project that came out?
So with this third project, my junior project, um, I've learned along the way, of course, I've learned some things, some do's and don'ts. But with this project, pretty much what encouraged this project was, of course, since COVID, people are still sort of a little afraid, a little timid to just step out the house, right? Because
Yes.
people, we're wanting to live, and with things, with so much going on in the world, you know, there is so much uncertainty as to, okay, has what's going to be the next thing that's released in the air? Is it safe to go outside? Is it safe to celebrate? How do I maneuver in the world today? And so this project here, I'm wanting people to just remind people that it is all right. God has been good to you. You are still here for a reason. You are here for a reason. Take a moment and just celebrate. And so this project is entitled Fire in My Soul. Fire in My Soul. And I'm looking forward to sharing it. It will be released to the world at 12 a.m. tonight in all time zones at 12 a.m. My newest project, my latest project, Fire in My Soul, will become available for you to be encouraged to celebrate moments that have already occurred in your life, and even things that you are expecting and believing to come into fruition. You can celebrate now, because today is your day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because I saw clips of it in bits and pieces. The song is amazing. I hear you back in the back ripping it. It seems like you got
Yes, sir.
what was the process of getting that band and everything together for that project?
So, of course, I wanted to feature um, some. The process in this was to feature people that I felt were energetic. That was one thing.
Yeah.
That had a heart to also want to celebrate. That could celebrate. That people, that wouldn't be afraid to encourage others to step outside of their comfort zone and just smile, relax, have a good time. God has been good to you, right? And so I was thinking, who could be the perfect persons to pull this off? And so this project is featuring two other brothers here in Birmingham, Logan the Entertainer and Mike Mays, two good brothers here in Birmingham, Alabama, that are also artists in their own worlds. But of course, and what's so unique about it is these two brothers, they've never worked together. And
wow.
But when they stepped into the studio, although this is their first time working together, their chemistry was seamless. They did it in one take.
Wow.
One take. So me and the engineer, we're in the studio and we're looking, because granted, they read through the lyrics and said, Chris, I love it. Let's make it happen. Let's do it. One take. We did one take. So once you listen to it, keep in mind, they did it in one take, no overdubs, one take, and nailed it. And even with the band, they were excited about the vision, and they said, Chris, yeah, man, I love it. And so we all came together and just made it happen. Yes, sir.
Man, Chris, this right here, I can't wait till a job tonight. I'm definitely checking that. I listened to some of your other work from the past, and I listened to some other people you have played for, and you are definitely an anointed musician. You also a minister too, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, but again, just call me Brother Chris. Okay, I'm all right with being called Brother Chris. But I am an ordained minister. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, we coming close to the end of the interview, and I always ask at the end for our special guests to have words. So now that we know you are a ordained minister, we're gonna ask you to encourage everybody before we leave. let it. Some people are still dealing with things, and some people just struggle with things in life and don't know how to overcome it. Say a few words to encourage the people for relief.
Yes. So to everybody that's in the world today, we're all going through something. I am assured that we are going through something. Our something is different. We're all going through something, but I encourage you to trust God to direct and lead your path. Don't give up on God, as we've heard all through the years, and of course, He won't give up on you. Trust God. This process isn't easy. The race is not given to the swift nor to the strong, but to them that endures to the end. And I believe that if you continue to trust God along the path for whatever you are doing, I promise you, eventually you're going to see a brighter day. And so continue to just stay strong, stay focused, and know that God has your best interest at heart. And hey, and you know what? And tomorrow, once this project comes out, remember to celebrate, and know that your best life is ahead of you.
Yes, sir. That is so true. Hey, before we leave, give everybody the social media information. Tell them how they can contact you.
Yes, sir. So I'm on all social media platforms. My name is Christopher J. Bell. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I'm not on Twitter as of yet, but like I said, Facebook and IG, YouTube, you can find me on those. Also, feel free to check out my website at www.ChristopherJBellMusic, my whole name, ChristopherJBellMusic.com, where you can learn who I am, find out more about who I am. Also access my older copies of my music, and also you can also purchase, if you desire, an autographed copy of my latest project. You can do so by visiting my website again at www.ChristopherJBellMusic.com. And I would love to hear from you and possibly even visit a city near you soon.
Yes, sir. Next time you come to Texas, you know I got to take you to this barbecue place. So,
I would love it. Yes, sir.
So you have been doing it in Texas.
Yes,
hey, man,
sir.
let me tell you, thank you, man. When I reached out to you, you was no problem. You was willing to do it. You didn't get around.
Absolutely.
And I'm so glad that you took out a few minutes of your busy schedule to talk to me.
Sir.
And I appreciate that, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Brother Bible. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Man, we love you. Y'all go out, check out his CD, his new project. It's on Apple Music.
Yes, sir. iTunes, Spotify, Google Music, all of whatever you like to listen to or stream music on, it is available to you. Yes, it is.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you again, man. We love you. You know this not your last time coming on my podcast, right?
I hope not. Yes, sir.
You know we bringing you back again. You got to come back.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Brother Bible.
All right, man.
Thank you,
You have
sir.
a good one. I'll talk to you later, sir.
Thanks to you, sir. Thank you.